How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Crypto Clout. I'm your host, Faze Crypto, and today we're talking about ADA, of course. And I'd like to just start off, just looking at some of this data that we've gathered through the voting on this channel. Out of 933 votes, vote first. What's your favorite cryptocurrency of 2019? And 38% went to ADA. If that's any indication of what this audience at least thinks about the cryptos for 2019, and also starting off, of course, Cardano named most developed cryptocurrency of 2018. Something interesting, of course. And in this video, we're going to be bringing up the concept of academic credentials and what place do academic credentials actually have in the cryptocurrency space. But first, I think that it's very important to begin this video by addressing some of the concerns that have been faced with the Cardano community, and I think that it's also interesting on that front. It definitely does tie in with the concept of how much does academic rigor really translate into the cryptocurrency space. And I believe that there was that gentleman from Cornell University who made that analysis regarding how essentially the different languages that are being developed are actually going to translate into the real world, which I think is probably one of the biggest obstacles that's facing Cardano. And this video, I think we could actually go into a little bit of depth in regards to what we can expect to see, because I think Cardano is definitely one of the more serious cryptos in the altcoin sphere that I think has the potential to last and weather the storm. But it's also going to be interesting to address a lot of these different points. As we move forward into Q1 of 2019, there's a lot of things that I think we should talk about. So I think this is going to be a great video. We're going to talk about a lot of interesting things that have got me excited about Cardano as well. And of course, addressing some of these concerns, which I think are important to bring up, for the conversation in the community. Now, whether you're the type of person who values academic credentials, or whether you're sort of one of those cryptocurrency people who don't give any credibility to the academic structure, I could see why your opinion would sway either way. But you have to always give credit where credit is due when the cryptos that we are always talking about on here are doing things to set themselves apart from the crowd. And the academic credentials that Cardano is striving for, it matters in the public space. It matters in the conversation, in the various different evaluations that happen. It just does. That's just the way that the masses have been, that's how people operate. And when Cardano does all these things, when we're talking about proof of stake algorithms, peer review, these are things that certainly set it aside from the curve. Obviously, it's sort of like when people go and get a degree that they don't really need. It sets them aside from all the other people, and that's sort of how I see all this academic. It's realistically, it's genius to strive towards this stuff, because one thing that we do know about the establishment is that they're going to always mobilize all the resources that are at their disposal in order to gain leverage over any of the other technologies. In the academic structure is, of course, going to get its inroads into cryptocurrency. I mean, we see there's tons of new cryptocurrency classes that are popping up at academic institutions all around the world, and some very notable academic institutions are definitely providing that, because cryptocurrency is definitely getting the attention of smart people. So it makes sense that the school system would try and ruin that. And no, I'm just kidding. They essentially notice, when there's new money coming into the space, there's going to be people who want to ensure their jobs in certain situations and all these things. And Cardano, with their work, is certainly showing a lot of foresight, to that regard. But I think that when we talk about peer review, and we talk about all these things that Cardano basically highlighted in their new white paper. I really, you have to give Charles Hoskinson and realistically, you got to give him a few points, where credit is due when it comes to look at this. We've got, I was noticing this was pretty interesting. The top most active development teams in cryptocurrency tracked on, and of course right there we got Cardano, taking it away. Interesting, just piece of information. Always paying attention to, all sorts of stuff, in terms of what we can expect to be seeing. And I think that Cardano is along, you could see through the lines. Obviously, this stuff is always a slow burn. We're going to have it's going to be a brutal year. Of course, with what we saw happen in 2018, it's definitely an uphill battle. But I think Cardano, it stands to separate itself from all the other altcoins just because it's focusing on real world utility. Now, the fact of the matter is, it's going to take. I think Cardano is smart to try and get everything all set and done and ready to take off before they are able, because I think a lot of other you gotta walk before you can, you got to crawl before you can walk, and then you have to jog before you can sprint. And I think a big problem that a lot of these other technologies run into is that they just try to get out the gate running as quick as they can, but they haven't gotten their ducks in a row. And I think Cardano represents sort of that path that a lot of other technologies are going to need to walk, in order to talk the talk. And I think that it's something that goes a long way, especially when you look at the lifespan that Ethereum has. Essentially, I think it's always good to bring up Ethereum in the conversation about Cardano, because it really shows what all the things that have been built on the Ethereum network. And I think that the idea of smart contracts and all these things just goes hand in hand with these different companies that are going to seek to get a leverage in anywhere they can. And I think Cardano is definitely doing a good job to that effect. Now, obviously, this doesn't. I do have some criticisms that I want to bring up about Cardano, just always in the interest of trying to have the most even perspective. I don't want to sit here and just be a cheerleader for any of these technologies, but when you consider all the things that can be built on Cardano, it's really just a time variable here. I think that once they finally get all these things up and running, the vision is all in place, and it's in a theoretical sense. And for anybody out there who lives in the Washington, D.C. area, on Thursday, January 24th, there's going to be a Cardano meetup, which is pretty cool. So I think I'd like to start off this video by just talking about Charles Hoskinson's and how this guy's a genius. I think that he's probably one of the has this vision. And when I look at cryptocurrency, I always have to think about the team that's working behind these things, and that's really one of the great things that Cardano has going for it, is good old Charles Hoskinson. So that's just one of the first things I like to bring up. But he's just an interesting figure. I definitely recommend you guys taking some time and doing some research about this individual. Obviously, this is a parody account, but he is a great guy. He's become sort of an internet meme. In this day and age, with the cryptocurrency community being where it is. But I think his project's going to catapult him to even more levels of success and he'll probably be a big celebrity because of what he's done in the cryptocurrency space. I think that it's something that takes into consideration what the future is actually going to look like. And one of the problems that other cryptos often run into is they basically get distracted by the past and fail to see the potential of the future, which is something that I would exempt Cardano from. If anything, the criticism would be that they're almost have their heads in the clouds with what what can be possible within the 2-year time frame that we're looking out ahead. But I think once we see all these the bubble sort of letting out some air, we'll see a lot of cryptos, a lot of the more useless altcoins going to zero. This will be a good thing. I'm sure the media will probably hop on board, talking about how it's the end of days, as they're always one to do. But I think from that we'll probably see the phoenix to rise from the ashes will probably be the XRPs, the Cardanos, and anything really with the blockchain in place, and that's had this vision and the groundwork that's been established, really the fundamental foundation that needs to be put into place. So in the context of these different news articles, it's always interesting to see Cardano like ranked first among cryptocurrencies and GitHub activity. You got to give them credit where credit is due to that effect. And all that being said, you guys, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. Remember, this content is for entertainment, educational purposes only. If you guys are interested, you guys can connect with us on our Twitter. That's at CryptoTuber. And of course, make sure that you guys subscribe and comment down below, letting us know what you think about Cardano and the cryptocurrency space as it currently stands. And all that being said, remember, this video is for entertainment, educational purposes only. Obviously, this video is not advice by any means. It's just me saying what I think, and I hope you guys let us know what you think as well in the comments down below. But anyway, my opinion for Cardano is pretty positive moving forward. I think we've addressed a lot of big important points in this video. We'll probably talk about more as things progress further and different things come up. But all that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next one. Stay relevant, and I'll see you guys. Have a good one.